Good afternoon. It's January 5th, 2015. Pretty crazy to say. I'm trying out a new setup here. I've tried and failed to record with the GoPro and my helmet a couple times now. It's really dumb. Voice memos on iOS, like the Apple one, there's like a audio section or like a button or whatever that says change your audio device. And you can set like my Bluetooth helmet. Sorry. And yeah, you can do that, but it only changes playback, not recording, which is really dumb because it's like a microphone too. So anyway, that took a minute to figure out. I found this app that's really crappy for like IAP to remove the ads and enable Bluetooth recording and all this stuff. But it records. The quality's really bad. I know the mic sounds way better than this, but the audio from this app is really crappy. So I may whip one up at some point soon. We'll see. My bike has kickstart only. Ow. I don't know. I usually don't have a hard time with it. Maybe it's just because I'm distracted. There we go. Weird. So I got my remote, my arm here, and we're good to go. So yeah, I didn't do anything today. It's like 4 o'clock or something. Pretty depressing. Yeah. I had big plans for work today, but then, ended up just catching up on email and whatnot, and then selling some guitar stuff online, and then I took a nap for a while, which was needed. I've been really tired, so it's been good. I don't really know where we're going. These videos are usually pretty short. I don't know, maybe I'll just talk for a bit and then shut up and do a time-lapse thing. I don't know how to decide it. Yeah, anyway. But I was listening to Design Details. It's designdetails.fm. And it's a podcast I was on a bit ago with Brand Jackson and Brian Levin, which was a really fun time. Awesome guys. And it came out today. And I felt like it wasn't going to be that good. Nothing against them, but just I felt like I didn't have a very good performance, which sounds weird. This is like a conversation, but I don't know. You got to I've done podcasts a bunch. I think of it more as like a performance as far as be sure to say interesting things and explain things that are interesting and don't explain things that aren't, and whatever. I feel like I just wasn't on my game the night we did it. Because it was, I don't know. Anyway, but it came out today and I listened to it, or the first half anyway. And it's pretty good. I don't know. I feel like it's one of my better podcasts I've done. They did a really good job, being organized and asking good questions and whatnot. Yeah. I was going to say. Oh, yeah, so we talked about whiskey a lot, and I think it's funny, hearing myself talk about whiskey got me excited to work on whiskey. I don't know. I'm hoping to get some stuff done on it tomorrow. I'm close. If I just sat down and worked hard tomorrow, I think I can get through this big release I've been working on for the past, I don't know, couple weeks. Granted, it's been on and off due to Christmas and whatnot. But I started doing this big refactor on the way home from Cape Town on the plane. Um, so yeah, it's been a couple weeks. Um, Speaking of Cape Town, I still need to go through all of my video from that trip. I have like 300 gigs worth of video to go through. Yeah, it's a lot. I don't know when I'll have time to do that, but I want to make time for it at some point soon. What else? I had like a list of things I was excited to mention today. Because yesterday or 2 days ago, whenever that was, I was real like, I don't know if I'm going to do this anymore or whatever. And Michael Flarp commented, I didn't even know he was watching. But he commented and was like, hey, like you should keep doing this. Maybe not think of it as like something you have to do every day, but do as often as you want. He was saying he does just for himself from like 3 years ago, and they're like really good to listen to. Just perspective on where you've been. So I think it's interesting. I think I'll keep doing it. I'll do it in the public because that's how I always do everything. But it was good encouragement. So thank you, sir. Appreciate it. Yeah. There was something else that I was excited about. What was it? Oh, yes. So tonight, I am playing music with my friend Drew Wilkerson. Not to be confused with Drew Wilson. It's funny. I was texting one of them a while back, and I typed Drew like WIL, and it like completed the wrong one. I was like, darn it! Type so many characters to get the right Drew here. Anyway, it's kind of funny. So yeah. Anyway, I texted him a while back, and I was like, hey, like, what are you doing on Monday nights? He's like, I don't know, nothing. So I was like, cool, let's make Monday nights like our night to play music. So to try to have something a little more like, on the calendar and organized. But kind of with the, no real goal. Like, I'd love to like, record some stuff and play shows and whatever. But even if we just like play in my apartment, I'd be pretty happy. It's something I used to do with like 100% of my free time is play music, and I don't know, I miss doing it. It was a really good time. So he's like a super good guitar player and can sing really well. So hopefully that produces a good collaboration. Spent most of my time on computer music, as far as like all fake MIDI stuff, and then drums, of course. So I don't know. I've done a two-person band like this before with a similar split. Like vocals and guitar, and then like doing all the other drums and loops and production aspect. It's been fun. So yeah, I don't know. I'm really looking forward to it. Hopefully we can play some stuff that we enjoy together, and if it goes further than that, then I'll be pretty excited. Yeah, so this is one of my favorite spots in San Francisco as far as views go. I used to live like a couple blocks from here. We're in Pacific Heights now. And yeah, from right up here, I'm going to look to the right. Oh, my blinker's still on. All right. And it's a pretty sweet view down the hill towards the marina. And I think it's pretty awesome. It's a clear day today, too. You can see across the bay pretty well. There's always cars here, so you can't like, get up, take a photo easily. It's just like gotta look real quick. There's Sutro Tower there off to the left. I don't know. It's I like the spot up here on top of the hill. I've always thought this brick house here on the left is pretty sweet. This high school on the right, or elementary, whatever, some sort of school, is crazy. They have like recess on the roof because it's so packed for space here in San Francisco. Anyway, so I just headed home. Uh, yeah. So on motorcycles, don't automatically turn your turn signal off, or at least most don't, and that really always gets me. I always forget about it. Nicer ones do, like the BMW I rented in South Africa did, obviously. Um, but this one does not, and it's pretty common that motorcycles don't, unless you have like a really nice one. That's pretty cute, whatever that is. Anyway, so yeah, I don't know. I hope this is still recording. I've had problems with my Sena recently. That's the headset for my helmet. It would just turn off every couple minutes. I don't know, really frustrating. So I called support today, and they helped me get it set up. And I listened to music at my desk in my helmet for a while, which is hilarious. Yeah, we'll go this way, I guess. Maybe I'll loop back to California. It's prettier. Oh, not this one though. Anyway, I'm always really impressed with their service because you just like call the number and it rings and then someone answers. Like, there's no like recording or like press 1 for help. It's just like, hey, this is George. How can I help you? I'm like, oh, hey, I have a problem with my 20S. Oh, yeah, what's up? Like, what can I do for you? Like, they don't need your order number or your serial number, or like, they're just like, yeah, here you go. Yeah, well, we need to factory reset it. Like, here's how to do that. That sort of thing. So I was like, all right, I need to find a paperclip. He's like, yeah, no worries, I'll wait. Like, no, really impressed. So yeah, I don't know. I guess I'll just talk about some whiskey stuff since I have a minute. I'll be home in soon. Whenever you can look at the scrubber on wherever you're watching this and see how long. Anyway, so I'm rewriting it all, and this is, I guess, getting back to what I had kind of originally intended these for, was like, getting some thoughts out that I wouldn't normally otherwise do, mainly for me, but it's interesting to you. You can listen. Yeah, so I started redoing all of it in Swift, and not just for doing it in Swift, but because this is really cool. Boxby, have you heard of this service? You like get like these little like boxes, like a couple square feet, and put whatever you want in it, and then it'll store it. And then whenever you want a box, you just like on your phone say I want this box, and it'll come and deliver it for like a fee. So it's like on demand, like really small storage. I think it's really neat. Anyway, San Francisco. Yeah, so redoing it in Swift, not just for Swift's sake, but Swift's sake. It's kind of hard to say. I think that's a good like blog name. Anyway, but I really needed to redo the parser. It wasn't quite scaling to all of my needs as far as like its design. It's been like, whenever I sit down to work on it, it would take a really long time because it's so complicated to do anything. Just to like sit down and fix one little bug. I actually did this on Google Hangouts Live one day. There was one bug with like triple emphasis, like bold italic, and I spent like a good like over an hour on it, at least on the video, and I think there was even more afterwards, trying to fix this one bug. And I spent like, like I said, like hours. And the first like good part of it, I was just like reading all of the parser code and commenting it just so I could like see what's happening. It was really really hard to like get your head around. So I started redoing it all just to make it easier to work on and to add new things and whatnot. And part of it was like I wanted to add front matter from Jekyll. So like if you do like the whatever, there's like a definition for it for like normal front matter. It's like metadata about a Jekyll file. It's pretty common. So I wanted to implement that, and it was going to be really hard to implement in this system I'd made. So I started redoing everything. And before, I'm going to get pretty nerdy now. Before everything, there were nodes in my tree, and it was just a regular class, and then there was a type property that was this giant enum, and then there was a bunch of C functions around dealing with the enum for which types, and then everywhere there was I'm using things, there was this giant switch statement on all the types, and a lot of it was repeated logic because there's not any good spot to put it. If I have list item specific code, I want to put that in the plain element because most of the time it's going to be nil if it's not a list item. So that was really frustrating as far as I was just it was creeping more and more out of hand as far as the code quality went. So as part of this refactor internally on the parser to be more maintainable and more straightforward and less crazy. Now there's a element class that's abstract, and there's concrete subclasses for every type of node. So there's paragraph element and bold element and whatever else. It's not actually called bold element, but that sort of thing. So now I have front matter element, and there's a bunch of Swift protocols for different things. So for example, there's Codable, which is used for things that are source code. So for example, code blocks, code spans, front matter, and fenced code blocks, again, all 4 different classes, all conform to this protocol and can optionally return what language it is. So Syntax Kit can take over and do the right thing, which is really cool and really elegant. And before there was all hard coded, if type is this or type is this or type is this, and then I'd add one and oh crap, it works everywhere except this one spot. Or the system to conditionally enable spelling and conditionally enable smart quotes and smart dashes and all that stuff was all different, and the logic was all in different spots. Now it's just checking this Codable protocol, which is really nice. It's the same kind of thing for other stuff. There's one other really cool enhancement I've done with this new protocols, concrete elements thing. So now this is a lot to explain. Node is the root class, and it's abstract in the sense that it's rarely used directly. It's not used directly. It's abstract. Go ahead. Anyway, and there's an element that inherits from that, and that has stuff about trees and whatnot. And there's also attribute that inherits from that. We'll get to in a second. So node has a string property, and it has an array of NS ranges. I guess I'll talk another day about why I chose NS range over Swift range. There's a bunch of reasons, but anyway, getting close to home, so I got to wrap this up. Yes, so array of ranges. For the case of, say you have a block quote with a paragraph inside of it, the paragraph is in a continuous range. It's not, from character, 3 to 20. A lot of that is the block quote inside of it. And those, carets at the beginning of a block quote, or brackets, whatever you want to call them, aren't part of the paragraph. I want the paragraph to just contain, a plain, set of strings. And all this represented internally as ranges of, the main string for syntax highlighting and other reasons. So that was another like important refactor. Before that was really complicated in Objective-C due to like nil, nulls, and all this stuff. And now in Swift it's really nice. So yeah, now everything is that, and I have attributes inside to mark like parser regions. So say for example you're parsing like an emphasis, which is like asterisk, hello, asterisk, something like that. Italic, same thing. This is denoted as an emphasis element, and it has three properties. One is, there's three properties. There's a start delimiter, which is the range of the first asterisk, the text, which is the range of the text inside of it, and there's a end delimiter, which is the range of the ending asterisk. So this class also conforms to delimitable, and all this protocol says is you have to define an array of non-nil NS ranges. Actually, it might be optional, I forget. Anyway, an array of ranges that are your delimiters. Actually, it's an array of attributes. Take that back. Anyway, which is really cool because eventually I'll be able to use this system to dim all of the, say I wanted to dim like, asterisks and brackets and all the markdown things and just see text, and all the other stuff's kind of like 30% alpha or something. Now with this new system and delimitable protocol, that'd be really easy. And I can just loop through every element, see if it is delimitable, get the array of ranges from the internal attributes, and then apply my text style. So it's really simple to do all of this, and it's going to enable a lot of really great things. And that's just two examples. There's a lot more stuff that's come with this. And it's kind of just applying all of the knowledge from all the problems I've experienced along the way of doing it the way I was doing it. So yeah. So anyway, it's kind of cool. I may do more on the motorcycle as it's kind of two birds with one stone, commuting and doing these. Hopefully it's not too painful to edit. I don't think it will be in Final Cut. You can synchronize clips pretty well. Gosh, it's pretty beautiful out, right? I know. For urban environment, I'm liking it. So, anyway, have a good day.